Hey, everybody, Anthony Morrison here. I want to welcome you all to tonight's Success Connection. If you can hear me, just say yes in the chat box. All right, I see lots and lots and lots of yeses. Very good. Super excited to be here. Listen, I'm going to go to be totally honest with you guys. I am pretty sick. It's rare that I am feeling so bad that I can barely speak, but tonight is one of those nights. I have had a really bad few days here. I'm down in Destin, Florida, and a lot of you guys know that we had the hurricane that kind of came whizzing by here, and it dropped all of our temperatures, had tons of rain, and overnight I went from feeling great to being super sick, and so bear with me as I try to get through tonight. I have a really hard, my throat is like completely swollen, so will be a little bit difficult. I'll have to talk a little slower tonight, but all should be okay, and we'll keep this training short but to the point, very informative. And I even talked Ricky into coming back on with us tonight and showing you guys something that that will really kind of set the tone for our new business. So wanted to first address everybody that's new. If you're new to the Success Connection, welcome, congratulations. I'm so glad to have you here. It's always great for us when we have new students joining us and jumping in on all the fun. So really excited to have you here. And I wanted to kind of make sure that everybody knows that the Success Connection is not about any one specific product. The Success Connection is kind of its own training, its own separate deal from everything. So I have students on here from all over the world that have many different courses of ours, and we all get together one night a week, and I just teach you the things that you need to know in order to build successful online businesses. And in fact, the last 6 months, 8 months or so, I've been building online businesses for you, here on the Success Connection. And so in the last, I guess, 6 months, we've built 2 different businesses. One is called Inboxer Academy, and it lets you sell basically a membership program, and you get to keep 100% of the money. And then we also launched the 8-figure funnel formula, which was a book that I wrote and you got to sell. If you're new, we'll give you both of those businesses tonight completely free. Don't worry about it. But tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about our third business. I'm going to pull my whiteboard up on the screen. All right, so you guys should be able to see this now. It's about as big as it'll get. So I want to talk to you a little bit about our third business. Now, last week we talked about this, right? We talked about some of the cool stuff that we could do in ClickFunnels, and we talked about how we had built 2 businesses, right? One was selling a book, the other one was selling a membership product. And we discussed that those were kind of inexpensive products, right? Those are things that don't cost a lot of money. They're kind of called put your foot in the door type products. And we kind of went over this little graph here, and it shows that the more time somebody is a part of your organization, the more time they're a part of your ecosystem, the more money that they typically will spend with you, right? It just makes sense. You have to gain people's trust and respect in order for them to want to spend more money with you. So what business number 3 is all about, and what we're going to talk about tonight, is business number 3. Now, these are done for you by my team. And as a Success Connection member, they are free, which means we don't charge you anything. So if you're brand new tonight, don't worry, there's no sales pitch at the end or anything like that. We give you this stuff completely free, right? Now, tonight I told you that we were going to, number 1, name our new business. The new business name, okay, is going to be 7-figure. Okay, maybe I should probably rewrite that where you can read it. 7-figure email strategies. Now, the reason that I chose this is because we're going to build a product, okay? We're going to build a product that's going to be essentially an online course. Oops. An online course. All right. And the price is going to be anywhere between $497 and $1,497. Great thing is you choose, because it's going to be your product. I'm going to build this product and I'm going to give it to you. And it's going to be all about, it's going to be about email strategies. All right, so it's going to be about email strategy, email basics. It's also going to be about email automation. So what will we actually teach people? And this is important, okay? So pay close attention to what you're hearing here, because in just a second, we're going to actually build the registration page for one of these things, and we're going to build it based off of this. All right, so what are we actually going to teach people? We're going to teach them basically how to build an email marketing business. All right, we're going to show them 7-figure strategies, and we're going to show them how to automate everything. These are the things that they're going to learn. So we're going to outline what people are going to learn in the course, right? This is what they're going to learn. All right, so that's what they're going to learn in the course. Now, what we're doing is we're going to build this course for you over the next few weeks. We're going to give you this course completely free. You're, of course, going to pay nothing for it, okay? Not a thing. And the difference is this is a high-ticket course, okay? High-ticket course. Could anybody tell me what would be different about a high-ticket course? All right, I see lots and lots of people chiming in. Very good. Most of you are right. A high-ticket course costs more. That's what most people said. But the biggest difference is the funnel. All right, the high-ticket sales funnel. Now, rest assured, we're going to build you this funnel completely free. And we're going to start on it tonight in real time with Ricky, okay? Which I think is very good. But here's the high ticket funnel, and this is very important. So you're going to send traffic, okay? To here, it's not going to really be called an opt-in page. It's going to be called a registration page, okay? Where they put in their name and their email. All right, now this pretty much does the same thing, okay, as an opt-in page, in that it puts somebody on your list. All right, and the list is called the registration list. So this is people that actually registered for your event, because what you actually are doing after they register is you send them to a thank you page that's a confirmation of their seat saved. And then there's a link. Because the way that we sell products that are higher ticket is through auto webinars. How many of you have been on an auto webinar? Just say yes. All right, I see lots and lots and lots of people saying yes, 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 yes. Very good. Again, I'm sorry if I'm talking slow. You guys know I usually have a crazy amount of energy, but I'm a little slow tonight, so bear with me. I want to get this part out, then I'm going to let Ricky show you how to build one of these, and then we're going to give you 2 of these next week completely free. So I'm going to be super, super excited. So Anyway, they go to a thank you page. It's basically a confirmation page. So it's no longer thank you for giving us your email address. It's your seat is confirmed, right? From here, they're going to go to what we call the webinar stage. And this is where the webinar video plays. Okay. And then from the webinar video page, they go to what we call an order page. Okay, so this is how they order. And then from here, they go to the members area. Now, how many of you can see the biggest difference in this funnel and the funnels you usually have done is this right here? It's the fact that we're putting them on a webinar. Okay, so there's a lot of assets to unpack here, but let's also consider something. Remember that I told you, and I've always told you, automation is key. This is how you make sales, okay, through automation. Well, guess what? Your list down here of people that registered is going to get broken up into people that attended your webinar and then people that did not attend. Okay, so they registered, but they never attended. Then the people that attended, you're going to break that down even further. These are people that saw the CTA, and these are people that did not see the CTA. Now, a CTA is a call to action, which means an offer, okay? It's the people that got on the webinar but left early. How many of you are with me on that so far, right? Okay, so honestly, if you had a person, all right, we'll draw them in red. If you had this little person and he's part of the traffic, right? And he comes on over here and he registers, and then he comes on over here and he goes to his thank you page, and then he comes on over here and he sits on this page for 1.5 hours, right? And then he sees the offer, but then he decides, hey, maybe I'm not ready to buy the seven-figure email strategies course, right? So he leaves. Well, the last thing you want to do is send him an email and make him go through all those hoops again. He's already seen everything. You want to send him an email that's going to go right here, right? Because he's already seen the sales process. That's the reason why it's important to have people that saw the offer, people that did not see the offer, and then people that never even attended the webinar, right? And these people get different emails, right? So they all get different emails, okay? So let's go here, here. All right, so they're all going to get different emails. This funnel right here will do 7 and 8 figures for most marketers. How many of you like that? Just say yes. I see lots and lots of yeses. Now, the assets that we have to build for you, so our deliverables, we could just call them assets. Hold on. So we're going to build for you during this, basically during this workshop series, okay? We're going to build for you the assets that I think are going to absolutely rock. All right, so the assets. All right, so the assets. The first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a webinar registration page. Okay, so you're going to need a webinar registration page. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then you're going to need the thank you seat saved page. All right, and there's some cool little stuff that we can do on that page. We'll get to it in a little while. Then you're going to need the webinar stage page, right? That's where the webinar is played. Then you're also going to need the webinar video, right? Because how many of you don't know how to sell something on a webinar right now? Just say yes. Okay. There you go. That makes sense. Okay, good, good. Don't worry about it. We're going to do it for you. All right. Then you're going to need an order page. Okay. You're going to need a course, basically the course content. Okay, that is what you're selling. You're going to need a members area. All right. Then you're going to need all the emails. And the thing about it is you're going to need lots of targeted strategic emails, okay, to make this work properly. Does that make sense? How many of you are with me on that? Just say yes. Now, I see lots of yeses. Now, here's the cool thing, okay? Here's the really cool thing. ClickFunnels has built in what they call auto webinars. And they're built into ClickFunnels now, which means that once we set this process up, guys, you don't have to do anything except this. All you have to worry about is this right here. Just get some traffic to the page. Literally everything else is done for you. The reason that webinars sell better, okay? Webinars sell better. Webinars sell better. And here's why. People see them more as a type of an event, right? Like, how many of you love the Success Connection? Just say yes. All right, I see lots of yeses. Now, if the Success Connection was merely a video that I posted on the internet, you know, once a week, there would be nowhere near as many people that watch it. There would be nowhere near as much, you know, affinity for it. Most people would probably come here and there, but certainly not every week. The reason is there's engagement on webinars, even on auto webinars. There's still that sense of engagement, right? There's the appeal of an event. There's the ability, I call it ability to explain. Because when you're doing a webinar, it's seen more as teaching and not as selling, like a sales video. How many of you are with me on that and understand that? Just say yes if you're with me on that, you understand that, and it makes sense to you. Just go ahead and say yes. Very good, very good. So everybody's tracking. All right. So it's seen more as teaching. The selling is kind of a byproduct of the teaching, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to build all of this for you. Like 100% over the next few weeks, we're going to build this entire funnel, all of this for you, and it's going to be called the 7-Figure Email Marketing Strategies course. Boom. This is going to be the new course. Now, because with a webinar, there is a higher value. Well, that looks terrible. There's a higher value that people see, right? They perceive a higher value. You've got to make a better course, right? If you're going to charge $497 or $1,500 or anywhere near these numbers right here, then you've got to make a really, really good course. So that's what we will do. We will make a very, very good course. It's probably one that most all of you are going to want anyway. Of course, you'll get it for free. And then you'll be able to go in and start, and start using the course, but also selling the course, right? Makes sense? Everybody just say yes if that makes sense. All right, very, very good. Very good. Okay. Well, let's start off with the first thing, and that is the webinar registration page. Now, what I've done is I brought Ricky on with us tonight. Ricky, are you there?
Yep, can you hear me?
Ricky is here. Everybody say hey to Ricky.
What's up, everyone?
Everyone is piling on saying hey. Now, you guys know that we're going to build this for you anyway, right? We're going to build this entire funnel for you. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to take some time tonight to outline how to build a registration page and the difference in a registration page and say just your standard opt-in page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Ricky steal the screen from me for a second and open up ClickFunnels, and we're going to kind of build a registration page together for you. you'll get this registration page. And Ricky, here, I'll pass you the screen. Are you ready for it?
Yep.
All right. Well, you might have it now. Let's see.
Can you see it?
Well, let me make sure. Yep, I can see your screen now. Okay, very good. All right, Ricky, so what we want to do is we want to go through, do you want to show them kind of show them some of these, I guess, the templates that ClickFunnels has, and then we're going to take one and we're going to kind of mix it up, make it our own, and then we're going to show them how we're going to build these. Now, we're going to build a custom one for you for next week. So by next week, we're going to have a completely custom one. When you get on live next week, you're going to get it free. These are all the ones that ClickFunnels already has available for you, but then there's some that we've built for ours, for our courses and things that I think are interesting. So Ricky, why don't you kind of just narrate the difference in some of these? And I mean, you might can even just, I can almost see it from here, kind of the difference in some of them. Maybe you can kind of explain some of the different methodologies in it.
Okay, so actually they added some new ones that I just saw. So all these down here, the mother funnel, everything that says mother funnel on it, these are new templates they added, I guess, free templates. I just saw them for the first time right now, which look pretty cool. So these up here, they're original templates, and they work well, but they don't work as well as the ones that we've set up for Anthony, which are these down here. Difference being, I feel like these are way too busy. So for example, like these are here, I see they're all the same, just a different color. There's a lot going on, so let's try this red one. I'm sorry, guys. Red dog.
And Ricky has dogs too.
Yeah. So for example, on this one, it's extremely busy in my opinion. So compared to one of the ones that we've done for you, Anthony, which would be, let's do this one. If you compare it to this one, it's extremely clean, extremely basic. Everything's kind of easy to read, tells you the date, the time, what the webinar is about, shows the little bonus that Anthony's offering, and again, very clean. And if you compare it back to like one of their templates, it's just very dark, and I don't know. I feel like the clean always works better. Nice, clean, simple, and that's something that Anthony kind of forced me to learn over the several years that I've been working with him. He kind of forced me to go the simple route and kind of get things done quicker, and we realized that it just converts a lot better.
Ricky, one other thing, if you look at this, guys, one of the elements that's super important is telling people when the webinar starts. So for instance, on this page, if you look at this, the date and the time of the webinar are kind of off there on the bottom left.
Yep.
They're not the most prominent thing you're seeing. Like, you see everything but that. But if you go back to my template that you built for me, right, it hits you in the face when the webinar starts, the date and the time. The most important part about a webinar is people attending. It's not people registering, it's people attending. So you've got to let them know when the webinar starts and what day it is, like as much as you possibly can, because we want them to actually attend, right? And then Ricky, to your point, just keeping it clean. We typically use white backgrounds, very minimal stuff, because we want people to focus on just registering and saving their seat.
Yep. So, I mean, in my opinion, that's pretty much it as far as looking at the difference between those and the ones that we built for Anthony. We could take a look at some of these new ones that I haven't seen myself that look pretty cool. Let's see. Anthony, is there any one of these that catches your attention?
Well, all of these are kind of using, just people kind of, they're not ones that we would typically use. Ricky, scroll up to the one right there, I believe. I think there's a little screen lag. See where it says, let's see, down a little bit. It says Anthony webinar registration page original, right there.
This one?
Yeah, so let's use that one, Anthony webinar registration page original. So let's select that template and let's build them a page off of this.
Okay.
So guys, what we're going to do is we're actually going to build a page from my template, okay, which is basically from my page. Now, you'll notice that we have different elements on this page. So the first thing I want to do, Ricky, is delete the video.
Okay.
And I'll tell you guys something that we found that's tremendously helped us. And that is removing the video from your registration pages. A lot of times, I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of times what ends up happening is people take so much time to try to watch a video, they think they have to watch the whole video to know what the webinar is about or to register for it, and they end up not registering at all. In Facebook, we have done way better with no video on our registration page. Now, the rest of the stuff, maybe Ricky, you could talk about the elements that are on this page, because this is what people, and again, everybody, we're going to design these for you. We're going to build this whole business for you. But in this workshop, I want to walk you through each step while we do it versus doing it all and then going back and walking through it. Does that make sense, everybody? Just say yes. Okay, very good. I see lots of yeses. Very, very good. Okay, so very important for me to do that. So Ricky, why don't you tell them kind of what the different elements are on this page?
All right. So starting off like any other page, we have our typical headline, which basically describes what the webinar is going to be about. And then a subheadline that just further describes details about what the webinar is going to be. Over to the left, we have the speaker, which in this case would be Anthony. Below that, we actually started adding where it has a breakdown of the time stamps of each section of the webinar. So if somebody's watching a replay or something like that, you can kind of either, I don't know if you guys, do you let them fast forward, Anthony? No, right? It's kind of just plays on its own?
Right, yeah, they don't fast forward.
Okay, so this is just a good guide to kind of see, they kind of see what time they're at in the webinar and kind of follow to see exactly what it is that's being talked about at that point, which I think was like pretty drastically improving your conversions when we started adding this. Then on the right, we have just plain simple saying it's a training event, then saying the date and time of the event, which like Anthony said is extremely important. And then I used a really bright, ugly yellow for the countdown timer. Did that because it calls the most attention to that, and that's because we want people to register. So it's basically a scarcity tactic where it kind of scares them to think that they only have so much time before the webinar starts and they have to register on time to be able to get in, which is really good.
And Ricky, to that point, everybody, these webinars, auto webinars start every 15 minutes or every hour. So it's legitimate that if they don't register in 15 minutes, they will miss the webinar that starts in the next 15 minutes.
Yep.
It's just that we have another one that starts, and it really is a completely different event. All the settings are different, everything. So just want you to understand, it does push people into getting registered, but it also is legitimately starting in that amount of time.
Yep. And then below that, we have your standard form, first name, last name, email address, and mobile phone number, and then the big register now button. So that's pretty much it as far as the elements on the registration page goes. It's really simple, but it does work really well into bringing in people to watch the webinar.
Right. And one of the things now, everybody, that's important is outlining and setting expectations on this page. So where we have all the time stamps over here, talking about what people actually are going to learn on the webinar, these are actually selling points, right? So these are not just like, hey, at 3 minutes, we're going to talk about X, Y, or Z. These are actual selling points. So like the first one, the discovery that I made that changed my business and my ROI dramatically. How many of you would like to know that? What I discovered that changed my business and raised my ROI? All right, so see, I got tons and tons and tons of yeses. Well, the whole idea behind these words over here, okay, is to get different types of people to say yes and register. For instance, complete demonstration of the strategy that I'm using and how to duplicate it. Okay, how many of you like demonstrations? Just say yes. All right, I see lots and lots of yeses. You see, some of them, like some people, like a demonstration. Other people don't really care too much about a demonstration. They just want to know what it is, right? Again, I'm using those areas over there to attract different types of people. How to boost your Shopify sales. Okay, and then it says diagram. This is going to help anybody that likes Shopify to come in and want to use this strategy. How to increase your affiliate commissions, how to increase your consulting sales, how to increase your Facebook ads ROI, how to start a new online funnel using this strategy. And you notice I wrote diagram because most people like to see a diagram. So what I did was I used what we're going to be teaching in the webinar area to attract more registrations for the webinar. Does everybody see that? All right, I see lots of yeses. So you want to make sure that you're very, very, very cautious when you're building out these pages in not just throwing a bunch of words on the screen, but also thinking about what are the different types of people that are going to land here. And you might find that a person that lands there is only interested because they have a Shopify store. But since you wrote Shopify over here, now they'll register. Down at the very bottom, it says my aha moment and how to go from struggling to success online. Okay, that reaches out to the people that have struggled online and they're looking for their aha moment. And they say, wow, whatever his aha moment was, maybe that could be mine, right? So again, we're looking to build, okay, this whole formula of getting every single type of person to register for our webinar. And we do it all through this. Here's what you'll see during the training. So while we're being transparent, we certainly don't lie about what we're going to have on the webinar. We use this as a selling technique to increase our registrations, okay? Does that make sense, everybody? Just say yes. Okay, I see lots of yeses. Now, hit the mobile version of it for me.
Okay.
Okay. Now, equally as important, you'll notice that and this is just one of our templates, right? So this is not necessarily mobile optimized. When you do this, remember that a lot of people are on mobile devices. You will want to mobile optimize this stuff. So start mobile optimizing that right there. You can actually just set the text size for mobile. So watch this, guys. Just kind of talk through what you're doing to mobile optimize.
All right, so if you go to the settings, let me actually start from the beginning so you can see what I'm doing. So for this specific element, which is a headline element, you can go to settings for that. And then inside settings for pretty much any text that you put in ClickFunnels, you're gonna have two options. You're gonna have your font size, but then you're also gonna have your mobile size. This little button right here basically attaches them both. So no matter what you set the font size to, it's the same on mobile. You don't want to do that because on a desktop, this would be like a 48, 50. On mobile, you probably want to put it down to like 25. I don't have a specific number. I kind of just play with it to see until I like how it looks. So it'll be like something like that, which is what, 25, yep. And then the sub headline, let's bring that down as well. And maybe make that like 20, see how that looks. Go a little smaller. Just do a tad smaller. And then remember, it might look really small here, but this is what it's gonna look like on the phone. So let's fix that. And that looks a lot better. If you see now the headline and the sub headline, it pulled everything up. So it lets everything come a lot higher up above the fold of the mobile device that they're looking at the page on. And I would do this all the way down the page, and I'll just keep going ahead and doing that while, I don't know if Anthony, you want to keep explaining exactly what it is I'm doing while I'm doing that. For the speaker, I don't believe they have a mobile size. So you may need to leave that size. It's universal. And just notice that they never changed that. For what you'll see during the training, let's change that. Let's make that size, let's try 18 so we can get it on one line. That's too small. Let's do size 20. And let's break it up into 2 lines. So put that there. And then let's check if this element allows me to to do the mobile. No, it does not. So, for example, for this element, since I can't change the mobile text size of it, I'm going to duplicate the element. Is that a little too complicated, Anthony, or should I go over that?
No, I think it's fine. I think I've done that with them before, but let's do it anyway.
Okay. So what I would do here is I clone this element, and then in your settings, if you go to the bottom, you have three different options. Sorry, you have all, you have mobile only, and desktop only. All means it'll show this element on mobile and desktop. If you select mobile only, it'll only show this element on mobile, and if you select desktop, it'll only show on desktop. So for example, right now we have two. I want one for mobile and one for desktop. So I'm going to set the first one to mobile. And now you'll see it put a red outline on it, put mobile only. And then for the one down here, since it's already done the way that we want it, we'll put that to desktop. And if you notice, it takes me back to the desktop view, and then it shows me now desktop only for this element. So that means that when I'm on desktop mode, this is the element that I see. And when I'm looking at it on mobile, it automatically changes it to this one. The reason I did that is because it doesn't give me the options within ClickFunnels to set a mobile size and a desktop size for all the text on this element. So I had to clone it, make two separate ones, and now I could adjust the size for my mobile only version of the element, and I could actually come down a little bit on the font size, which looks pretty good. That probably wouldn't be too small on the phone, even though it looks small on the desktop. But all we're doing is making it look a lot better than a big size 50 font on your phone that's going to take up the whole screen when somebody gets there. Now they can actually see a lot more when they land on the page. So if you notice, now the text is really small here, and if I switch it to desktop view, it goes back to the regular size text that we had before. Let's just keep going down the page and fixing the rest of the stuff. Let's bring this down a little bit. Let's do 30 for that, and then date and time, very important. Let's put that at, let's try 22 for that. Perfect. I'd like to leave webinar starts in time at that size. That looks good. This looks good. Form looks good. And then the register now button, a little too big. So we're going to do the mobile size on that as well. And let's do 16. Let's try it. I always try to go as high as I can go without the register now breaking into two lines. It looks really bad when you have a button that's breaking the text in two lines. So that looks good at 26. Let's leave it there. And then the footer is fine. So we pretty much just mobile optimized the whole page. It's a pretty quick thing to do. You just kind of got to go through all the text and make sure that you set it to a more legible size. So when they're browsing on the mobile, let's go ahead and save this before I lose what I did. All right.
Yep. Now, guys, what you just saw there was us taking something that would have barely converted, because on mobile, when you have these really big words and these really big things, the page looks terrible. It looks unprofessional. What we did was turn it into something that's going to look very professional on mobile devices, and that's where most of the traffic is. Now, if you can go back to the desktop version of it, what we've built literally is a template here that will convert into webinar registrations. Now, the only thing that I would suggest is taking off the last name and the mobile number from the register now. I would go with just first name and email address. We ask for last name and mobile number because a lot of times we run these webinars strictly to our students, right? So we want to send an SMS message or something like that to you guys, but it does decrease the odds that, or it decreases the opt-in rate, right? So if the goal is get as many registrations as we can, then this would be the way that you would want this page to look. Now, what you'll notice is it's very clean, it's very simple, but it's very focused. It's super focused on registering for a live event. Now, what you're used to seeing on these pages is, let me give you this free book, let me give you this free newsletter, please opt in for this free gift, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to say that we haven't and don't use free giveaways, lead magnets to get people to register. However, I would venture to say you get a better quality registration a better quality webinar attendee when you simply get them to actually register for the webinar. There's nothing free about it. There's nothing different about it. It's just we're registering for the webinar, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes if that makes sense. All right, very good. So the goal is to continue to create the entire process to match. Now, here's what I'm going to do before next week. First of all, how many of you would like this page? Just say yes. All right, very good. I see lots and lots and lots of yeses. Very good. Well, what I'm going to do before next week is I'm going to turn this page that we just built into a page that is made for our 7-figure email marketing strategies course that all of you will get to use, which means this page that you see on the screen will be 100% yours. You can take it, you can use it, and you'll be able to register people for your webinar. So one of the things that I think is super, super important about this, I'm going to steal the screen back from you, Ricky.
Okay.
Say, we can make myself the presenter. We should be able to see my screen. Everybody just say yes if you can see my screen.
Yeah, you're back up.
All right, very good. So Ricky just went over with you guys building this page. Now, there's also the thank you page that is in this process also. We have some strategies here, okay, right here, where we can profit before the webinar. There you go. We can profit before the webinar. Okay, so we're going to show you some of that too, how you can actually profit on your thank you page while people are waiting to join the webinar. Because again, it's a real thing. Like if the webinar starts in 12 minutes, that's when the webinar starts. Like it legitimately starts in 12 minutes. It's not anything fake. So super, super important to know all these things because look, all the money is made. You're going to make some money, okay? There's going to be some money made right here, okay? This is like profit zone 1, okay? Right in there. But there's a ton of money that's made right here. This is where the big money's made. It's in the follow-up. It's in knowing where they were in the process, what they did in the process, you know, all of those types of things. That's where the real big money is made. And so what I'm going to do is build this whole thing out for you. It's a complete high-ticket sales funnel, okay? We're going to build the whole product for you. Next week, you're going to get the registration page next week free, and also the thank you page. So I'm going to go on and highlight that too. You're going to get the thank you page with the built-in profit center on it, okay? Both of these are coming up next week completely free. I told you I would keep this week short, and it's obviously because I could barely talk anyway. But all I wanted to do this week anyway was kind of go through this process so you can study it. Remember, all these notes are going to be placed inside of your Success Connection members area, so you'll be able to go through these and read these notes, watch this training again, and be really dialed in for next week. So here's what we're doing next week. We're going to release the registration page. We're going to release the thank you page with profit center already on it, okay? So we're going to release that with the profit center on there. And I'm going to show you guys how you can sell your book, all right? Sell the books that I've given you right there on that page. And then next week, I'm going to have you create registration pages. So next week, after we kind of go through this and I give you one, I'm going to let you guys create one. And then, of course, I'm going to buy some from you and give them to everybody who's on the webinar the following week. So you know that I like to kind of break things down and go step by step. Remember, I'm going to build an entire webinar business for you and give it to you completely free, that will allow you to really start crushing it in some very big areas. So I am super excited about it. And everybody say thanks to Ricky for being on here tonight. He took some time away to do this. He's not paid extra to be on these webinars. You know, Ricky is really kind of taking a bigger role here at the company. He's the head of our Mastery Funnel Club, which I think a lot of you are probably already members of. Just say yes if you're a member of the Mastery Funnel Club. All right, I see lots and lots of people saying yes. It's one of the coolest things that we have inside of your Morrison Education Center, which you can kind of see right in here. We have a big thing that says Mastery Funnel Club, and then it's down here as well. But basically, Ricky does a monthly training, just like what he's doing here with us today, but in much more detail every month. And then he builds 10 funnels, and you get to request a funnel. So if you want a funnel for, like, say that you want to start running high-ticket webinars, boom, you can go in there and say, I need registration pages for high-ticket webinars. He builds them and puts them in there for you. So really cool stuff. And of course, guys, remember, inside of your members area, you can go to Success Connection, watch the replay. But Ricky's taken a much bigger role here in doing this, in creating the Mastery Funnel Club with me, and in really, you know, in all respects, just helping to make things better for all of our students. So really excited to have Ricky come on and spend some time. And of course, if you don't have the Mastery Funnel Club or anything like that, you can check that out inside of your members area there at Morrison Education. It might be something that will help you build your business and, of course, make more money. So again, thanks to Ricky for being here. For all of you that have been here tonight, there's a couple of things that you'll want to do. If you are new, then you probably want to go on and get our businesses that we've created for you. So we have a page that looks like this, and it's got all the businesses we've created for you. And guys, the new 7-figure email strategies, funnels, and assets is now listed here, okay? So it's now here, and next week is when you'll find the ability to download the new registration page, and we'll start building out all the assets for this business, just like we did for Inboxer Academy, and just like we did for the 8-figure funnel formula, and then so on and so forth, right? If you are not currently a student or have not been a student until now, this is your first Success Connection. First of all, I apologize for it being probably one of the worst ones I personally have done. I am just so sick. But I want to make sure that you stay ahead of the game. You can download your 8-figure funnel formula business and your Inboxer Academy business right here. All you got to do is click download now. What it will do is it will download the entire funnels that we have built for you. I've got a lot of them in here. We have tons of fun. You can see I run my whole business out of here. Well, there's the 8-figure funnel formula. So like the 8-figure funnel formula one, you'll get this whole funnel put in your account. And this is what I was talking about, profit centers on your thank you page next week. I'll show you how you can sell this book, right, before the webinar starts next week, which will be really cool. So you can tie this back in and start making money. The money is in the back end, right? That's where the money is. But this whole funnel right here, where you can sell this book for $7, $5, I've seen people selling it for $10. This is available for free for you right here. And then, of course, here's the book that you would give away when somebody buys, and all the assets for that business. Same thing with Inboxer Academy right here. You can get all that right here on these two in these two sections, plus all these other businesses we built, right? So you can do all that right here on this page. I will tell you real fast, you do have to have ClickFunnels in order for these funnels to work. If you don't already have ClickFunnels, there's a free trial to it right here. You can sign up tonight for free, and you can go on and download these businesses and have them ready to rock and roll. I will tell you that next week we will use the 8-figure funnel formula business and the Inboxer Academy business inside of our 7-figure email strategies business. That's what it's kind of interconnecting. It's called lacing together your funnels, and that's where real money comes from, right? So super, super important to do that. Also, for those of you that made donations, I owe you this software right here. I will have it done tomorrow. I was just super, super sick, And I have not been able to personally test it. My team has tested it and said it's good to go. But but I personally have been in the bed until this webinar, literally in the bed. And I could not get out of the bed, and I would not have been good to test it. So you're still getting it free, but I just want to go through it and double check it and make sure that it will handle the load and everything's good. So look for that tomorrow from me. I apologize for the delay. I didn't anticipate getting really, really sick though, obviously. So please look for that tomorrow. And then of course, if you don't have a Morrison Education account, you should create one. It's completely free at morrisoneducation.com. And then you can go in here and grab any of these courses that you may want, and plus it always reminds you of the Success Connection, which is really good. So I'm going to give you the link to this page right here, and I'm going to give you tonight's password to get to this page, okay? So the first thing you want to do is just simply write down the link, which is right here. It's go.thsc.com/funnel, okay? So go.thsc.com/funnel. Just type the word yes once you've written that down on a pad with a pen, somewhere that you can remember it. You can keep up with it. All right, very good. All right, so go.thsc.com/funnel. All right, now there is a password for that page. I want to be very clear with you guys, okay, especially those of you that are new. All of these download links quit working tonight at midnight. They will not work past midnight tonight at all. So if you want to download the Inbox Academy or the 8-figure funnel formula book sales funnel, you will need to do so tonight before midnight, okay? If you do not have ClickFunnels, it is important to get ClickFunnels and then open ClickFunnels up, kind of like I have it open here, and then go click on one of these download buttons, and that's what's going to put ClickFunnels, that's what's going to put this automatically in your account. For those of you that are new, it automatically transfers everything to you. You don't have to build it. You don't have to edit it. You don't have to do anything. Literally, it takes my entire business that we built and it just puts it into your account, no questions asked, literally with one click of the button. It's that incredible. It's really helped us to help so many people to be successful with this. It's absolutely incredible, which is something that I love, right? I love to see people succeed, and doing this allows me and it allows Ricky to build these things out for you and then let you use them, right? And then as you can see here, we have student versions where students have built them out. So just really, really awesome stuff. For me, I think it's one of the coolest things we've ever done is figure this out. And I would love for you to take part in it and let us give you these businesses, because that's where most people fall off the track, is they don't know how to build this stuff. So they freak out and they quit before they ever get started. And this stops all that. Yeah, you got to get ClickFunnels, but I mean, you can get it for free for a couple weeks and give it a try, right? Also, you might want to subscribe to our Facebook alerts. All we do is just remind you of the webinar, remind you to hop on here and any important information. We don't spam you or anything like that. So that's what's on this page. Let me give you the password to this page, and then we can wrap things up here. So hold on one second. There we go. All right, so we've got this, and then we've got this, and the password for tonight is offer. And why is the password offer? Well, it's real simple, because we're making an offer to people, guys. That's what this is. We call them businesses, but what they are is they're offers. We're making an offer to somebody to watch our webinar. We're making an offer to somebody to purchase our new product, the 7-figure email marketing strategies product. We're making an offer to somebody. And when you make an offer to somebody, you've got to make an offer that stands out. You've got to make an offer that nobody else makes. You've got to have an offer that blows up the competition, something that's so epic, right, that people don't even think about anybody else's offer because all they're thinking about is yours. That's the reason why I'm doing this for you. I've been doing this for a long time. We've designed some incredible offers. We've helped a lot of people with those offers. And so what we're going to do here is give back. What we're going to do here is give you the ability to make $1,500, up to $1,500 with one sale. And I want to be very clear that we don't make any money from that, like $0, right? We make no money from that. It's built for you. It's your business 100%. We have nothing to do with it. So I'm super, super excited about it. I told you guys I'd keep this thing short tonight. I think we're right at an hour now. So I have finally met my match with this sickness. It has beaten me up a little bit, but I want to thank you all for being here. I want to make sure that you all get if you don't have ClickFunnels, go to the link, go.vsc.com/funnel, type in the password offer, get your ClickFunnels account, and download all the businesses before midnight tonight when they're no longer available. If you've already got all that and you're ready to go, study this training again. Study the different elements. Study the different assets that we're going to be going through, because starting next week, we're going to be giving you these assets for your business. In the next few weeks, guys, you are going to have your very own high-ticket auto webinar, okay? That means it's not a live webinar like this one. It runs every 15 minutes or every hour on the hour. You don't have to be there. You don't have to do anything. It's an automatic selling machine, and we're going to build it and give it to you completely free, because we want you to succeed and we want you to make money. How many of you can appreciate that? Just say yes. I see lots of yeses. Listen, if you don't mind, do me a favor, because I was really kind of out of it tonight. Do me a favor. Leave me some comments on Facebook. Let me know that you love this. Let me know that you're ready for the high-ticket webinar funnel. Let me know that you're ready for the 7-figure email marketing strategies business. Let me know that you're excited about this. Let everybody in the group know that you're excited about this. If there's people in the group that missed out on this, they're crazy, right? Let them know. Let them know what's coming, and they're only going to get it if they're on here live. And here you go. Facebook group, if you're new and you want to join our Facebook group, it's go.vsc.com/group. We'll get you approved. All right. That's a group of over 13,000 Success Connection students all in one place at one time, ready, willing, and able to help each other. So if you'd like some help from your peers and you'd like to have be able to connect with all the people that are here on this webinar, all you got to do is go right there, and you can get connected to everybody and get help from everybody in the Success Connection group. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. I told you I'd keep it nice and short. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super, super excited to have had the opportunity to teach you guys tonight. And of course, as you know, I'm always humbled to see how many of you join me on these webinars. It's just phenomenal. Each and every week, it's crazy. And I can't thank you enough for spending time with me here. Hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. I know you don't hear my voice. My camera's not on. I'm not jumping up and down. I'm not screaming like I usually am. But I'm super excited about what we're doing here. I just need to get myself well before next week, so when we really dive into this and I start giving you guys the assets to this business, we can make sure that they're all connected properly and that you're able to cash in and make some big money on them. So with that said, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. More importantly, have a productive weekend. Do a little something this weekend that other people aren't doing. Get ahead of the game. And I look forward to seeing you all right here next week, same place, same time, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Success Connection. All right, take care, everybody. Good night.